Hello, everybody, and welcome to Distraction and Discussion.
Not chewing food as we start this stream.
We're your hosts. This is Alex, that way. This is Scott, and then far that way is Dalton.
What? Aren't I in the middle?
No.
I'm
No,
confused.
you're seeing my screen.
Oh my goodness, I'm so confused. Okay, now I'm on the right screen. I am the far left. That
We're
is true.
doing some interesting rearrangement here. We're being hosted by our lovely Scott today, as I will be jettisoning myself out into space to go and collect Red Dead Redemption 2 midway through, probably in about a half hour. So
I got 8 minutes left of my download.
we
Hype,
shall
hype,
regale
hype.
you until then.
Regale, raggle, fraggle you.
A lot of news. Ooh. A lot of news this week.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Well, probably the most recent and most pressing. How about all those pipe bombs?
We can't speculate. We don't want to politicize this.
Those
Oh,
come from the
never.
liberal mob, right?
Yeah, I mean, we did change the narrative from, the caravan that, we didn't start that narrative. Wait, this is all falling apart faster than I thought it would. So
Go figure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, apparently bombs were sent to George Soros. He is a billionaire philanthropist who has supported several Democrats. The office of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, whom I don't like, but I don't want to see her bombed. Joe Biden, and, oh God, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, as well as the CNN mailroom. That's a lot of bombs.
Eric Holder received one as well.
I thought there were good people on both sides. Aren't those mostly all liberals?
Well, we did it to ourselves, remember?
Oh, yeah, just false flag attacks, right?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
That's
So
what
it's-
Rush Limbaugh was saying. It's
Now I'm
interesting.
starting to.
I believe it was the SPLC that looked at like the last 37 or some odd instances of domestic, or I think terroristic acts, and like out of 37, 34 were right wing, homegrown.
Yeah.
But equality, guys, equality. We can't be declaring guilt before proven innocent or some such whatever. It's
Yeah.
and this kept every time I kept seeing someone talking about how we need to like calm down and everything like that. It was always coming from the right wing, going, "No, let's just be civil about this." But I wonder what they would do if they were the recipients of these threats.
Right.
They would immediately be calling out the cavalry for and attacking the left without any of the or excuse me, with the same amount of evidence that we have.
Yeah, they're completely fragile, but they're sounding tough all the time, and it's really frustrating how that like doesn't get called out very often, especially in like big media sometimes. But like, oh my goodness, like you fall down when we say happy holidays and shit, and like you can't even handle like the most basic of criticisms. But we have to listen and take you seriously when you think the liberal mob is somehow taking over with all the colleges or something.
Oh,
And
one other person that we
it's not
failed
really
to mention
Nazis everywhere.
is Robert De Niro got one too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Why?
He's been a pretty outspoken Trump supporter, or not Trump supporter, opposite, Trump detractor.
well, all of them have been pretty harsh critics. I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember this, Dalton, but De Niro, I believe at the Tony Awards, said "fuck Trump" into the mic as he like his mic drop moment.
Is Eminem going to get one next?
Yeah, where is
Someone check on
He
Eminem.
hasn't received one.
surprising miss? Yeah, make sure he's still around.
That's interesting, Scott. I had not considered that.
Yeah. Had a thought there. I don't know. it's almost Orwellian though. Like, really, you criticize all of us Bernie people being socialists and having all the same ideas and not thinking for ourselves or something, but then you're gonna, send your people are sending pipe bombs to critics. Um, maybe we shouldn't have you in charge of all that trillions of dollars from war. You're
So
not the right people for that. Holy shit.
I kind of have a video I want to play, and
Not fit for office.
you guys won't get sound, but there are subtitles, and hopefully I'm gonna put that in the background here, and might have to move our cameras. So
where am I gonna be able to view that?
I will share that in a moment here. Ooh, hello. That should not be out like that. Okay. Still getting used to OBS Studio.
Yeah, I still think it's worth the switch.
I think I've always used Studio.
I use Studio. I just don't generally use Studio mode.
Oh,
And
I don't know
so-
what it is, actually. Yeah, I use really basic shit.
I've made some mistakes with studio mode before.
All right, I've almost got that set up here. Almost. Go for it while I'm setting this all up here. And I'm going to have to disable my camera for this.
What?
Because I'm going to show it on OBS to you guys.
All right, that'll at least show up on my recording then.
Okay.
Okay. Almost done. One more thing.
Or am I not? I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes.
You know what, Scott? If you wanted to send that to me, I could put it on my on the news thing, and then you could take the fourth screen and put that on, so you don't have to move yourself. And we'll have audio with mine.
We'll have audio on this as well.
Oh, then never mind. Okay.
Because it's just going to be going through my desktop audio. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to read those. You guys might have to full screen them on your end. But this is a Christian TV host. I don't know his name. Ooh. Rick Wiles. Rick Wiles.
Oh my god.
Alex knows.
So this may be triggering for you. I don't know.
Dude, Rick Wiles is always triggering for me. I know far too much about this man.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing because it's easier if I just full screen this for you guys. So,
Oh god, Rick Wiles. I thought Dalton was supposed to piss me off.
Oh.
well, I'm here.
Not today.
I'm here for you too.
Outshine.
I have lighter commentary today, I guess.
Okay, so you guys will see that better, and I just have one more thing I gotta do.
God, I hope I get back. This is a great conversation.
Okay, here we go.
If these people ever get power, they're going to slaughter tens of thousands of pastors,
There's subtitles.
tens of thousands
Don't
of
matter.
Christians. They will spill blood in America. That is their purpose. That is their objective. Do not be fooled by what's happening in
Scare
America.
tactics.
The people, these anarchists in America, their enemy is not the Republican Party. Their enemy isn't corporations. Their enemy is the church. They're coming against the church.
Oh my.
And I've been warning people for years and years and years.
Man.
You better get ready. You better be prepared. Marxist, communist, antichrist revolution that is in full bloom in the United States of America. Folks, make
Yeah,
no
we're gonna
mistake
do
about it.
better
This
than you.
thing is anti-Christian.
Yes.
They hate God. These people are against God. These people love to abort babies They love to promote sexual immorality. Everything that drives them is in opposition to God and his moral laws. That is the centerpiece of their agenda.
They see God as the problem.
Yes, they see God as the problem. Listen to me. Every nation that has been taken over by Marxist communists, they immediately kill the pastors. They immediately kill Christians. They immediately burn the churches. Why? Because the cross
These are the people that believe Sharia law.
The cross is their enemy. You know what? That was. You know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna. I was gonna say that
Star Wars.
I was gonna say that not hearing his voice would be better, but I actually had to give effort to reading that, and that was worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you guys if you guys want to listen to it on your own time. But
I'll probably record a video for YouTube for this because that is so archetypical of who Rick Wiles is, and just a whole lot of madness in one little piece.
Like,
what was your evidence for any of that?
Exactly.
In what direction have you even been confronted with anti-theistic notions? Seriously, Rick Wiles, you're in your little bubble?
So you know how like shepherds have to move a flock by scaring them all in one direction? It looks really disgusting sometimes in 2018.
Tell you what though,
Alex, your camera is freezing quite a bit.
What? That's not allowed. Looks okay and
it's okay right now.
Now we all do this weird sway and just check that nothing's freezing. This isn't awkward.
I think it's okay
We're
now.
all doing normal things.
On my secondary computer, Discord went to the background and apparently was not getting enough process.
Normal stuff.
You know, management of the creation I have in front of me.
Wahaha.
Yeah, I just saw that today and I was floored by how disgusting it was.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
And the thing is that opinion gets such rampant airtime. Like, that looked like it was on a broadcast news show.
Well,
there's a flock that followed.
And it's like, this is the public consciousness we have now, is that
that's his own show. It's called True News.
Oh, you got it from his show. Okay, never
mind.
It's I feel
TRU, so it's not actually true.
Well, he couldn't defame TRUE.
Because that'd be false advertising.
Exactly.
Yeah, using no.
True with a capital T and no E. Like, I'm so
it's
sure
like,
I don't even have any words.
It's like a play on faux news or Fox News or whatever, but it's not even like.
But it's not by detractors. It's by him.
So dumb. Oh,
Oh man, I don't know how to segue off of this, but
so
we have had the president officially come out as a nationalist.
Yes, we have.
And I'm not about to let people forget this.
Just about a week before that, somebody was like, "Calm down. It's not like there's Nazis everywhere." And I'm like, but Nazis are kind of a problem still that we can't ignore. And then like the president himself, the poster boy of this shithole country that we're in, I'm a nationalist, and like doesn't hide behind it at all. I'm like, the first part of Nazi.
Your camera's cutting off your head, Dalton.
I know. Every time I get excited,
though. Like, yeah, I'm a nationalist. It's what I am.
So, one thing I will say, Mike, after the bombs were found, Mike Pence actually tweeted something decent. Let me see if I can find that.
Color me shocked.
Oh, and believe me, this is going somewhere. Where is it?
I wonder,
he tweets a lot.
Can Mike Pence tweet in the same room as a woman?
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, that joke
I hope
was
not.
better.
I hope not.
We condemn the attempted attacks against former President Obama, the Clintons, CNN, and others. These cowardly actions are despicable and have no place in this country. Grateful for swift response of Secret Service and FBI and local law enforcement. Those responsible will be brought to justice. So pretty decent. I mean, for him.
Yeah, but then he stopped attacking the press after that. He stopped provoking people into actually doing it. Oh wait.
So instead of Trump coming out and having his own tweet about this, he just retweeted the vice president and said, "I agree wholeheartedly." He couldn't even do his own fucking tweet.
Jesus.
Wait. Hold on. I feel like this is a little bit of hypocrisy because this is like one of those times where I feel like we'd be mad at him for tweeting, and then we're also mad at him for not tweeting.
Hold on. Okay. So yeah, we can look at it that way. So I mean, literally, we criticize the liberal angry mob all the time as coming to attack us and burn down our churches, all these scary liberals. But literally the people you're angering, the people that are going to these Trump rallies, these protesters, send pipe bombs to CNN and all these liberal people that are outspoken against Trump. You don't even take the time to write your own tweet. You retweeted it. That's how little of a shit you gave about the liberal Democrat side of this thing.
And I do have above our heads, I have that tweet right there.
And I actually am going to disagree with only one point from you, Dalton.
Okay.
Is that you're making the point that that's how little he cares.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make the point that that's how much he cares. That he is so much in support of these actions that he's keeping quiet and restraining himself. That he's actually taking the time and care to not mess up, just like he did with Saudi Arabia.
Not even Donald Trump can figure out how to make a lie about this one, so he has to retweet.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, obviously, he's been like promoting violence his whole fucking time. There's been people kicked out and like beat up at these fucking Trump rallies since 2016. Of course, they're violent. There was a
quote from Trump saying that we need to completely stop the violent rhetoric and something about attacking people politically. And like, I need to find the quote and video, and I need to actually have that prepared. I just saw it today, and it was just like hypocrisy given form.
For real.
Huckabee Sanders was actually like confronted and saying, well, with these comments, will Trump stop attacking political enemies? I know I'm paraphrasing. Obviously, that wasn't how it was phrased. And she, like a regular politician, like the dangerous person that she is, avoided the question while saying, if you let me finish, I'll answer your question.
Brilliant. That's 1984 at its finest.
It was fantastic because her answer to will he stop instigating all this rhetoric was he's going to still point out the differences between Republicans and Democrats. That's it. That's pretty much the substance of what she said. No, he's just going to continue to point out the differences between Republicans and Democrats. But is he going to stop doing the thing? No, he'll and she repeats herself while berating the reporter. Interview or whatever.
I don't want to answer your question, so I'm going to make fun of you and ask you a question and tell you to stop interrupting me and stop attacking me. And this is all your fault. But I'm out of time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And then next time that question comes around, they can say, "I fully answered that." We don't need to keep bringing up old you liberals. You're just trying to start a fight. This is how we play games with Republicans. It's almost childish at times. I don't know, like, so angry.
I just saw the way I look on stream, and I feel like I should be like coming out of the back of a dark horror movie poster because there's just like enough darkness around.
Oh, you have like a black eye. Oh no, what's going on?
I think it makes me look a little menacing.
You are like, and it's like the stars are forming around your face in this like shadow thing, like
yeah, and of course,
you're the super villain of the group.
Yeah. And I can't stop my camera from freezing periodically. This is actually good to be able to work out some kinks between different hosting.
Yeah.
God, there was another one.
Nice, dude. You forgot corporations are humans. Wealth is speech.
Wealth is speech.
What else have we accepted that undermines us?
Sidebar though, I want to like take that what was it? Was it a Captain Planet thing where the more you know, because knowledge is power.
I believe that was G.I. Joe.
It was G.I. Joe. Good.
There it is.
I want to take that and turn it from knowledge is power to money is power.
Oh yeah.
Just do it.
Money is power, and then the soldier thumbs you up as we, start war number 9 because Iran sounds like Iraq, so they're probably bad. Let's start another war, and then we'll fund it somehow, even though.
Well, we'll fund it by selling weapons to the Saudis.
Yeah,
dude. I'm gonna tangent here. Have you ever heard a Republican citizen say, "Man, I love that Saudi government"?
Yeah, they're so full of shit when they like support this. Whenever the government whenever Trump sucks ass to Saudi princes and stuff like that, they're like, "We support these good business decisions." And I'm like, "What? When have you ever been for Saudi Arabia's trash? This is ISIS in disguise."
Still, I want to point out too, you're right. Everything about that is right and totally should be noted as the utmost of cognitive dissonance for sure. But they also I didn't hear a lot of right wingers come out against Obama giving money or giving arms to Saudi Arabia either.
Yeah, where were you?
There, that's where I'm at.
Why were you too busy being racist about Obama when I wanted to know that he was selling guns to fucking Saudi Arabia too? Because that's fucking bullshit.
Because anything he did that was,
I stopped criticizing him.
Wasn't worth mentioning because that's part of the game. Like,
maybe we stopped criticizing Obama so much because there were so many wasted fucking attempts at racism and birther movements and shit like that. That it helped us fall asleep along with all the other things that helped us fall asleep.
Your camera's cutting out again, Alex.
I don't know if I can do anything else with it. Let me try one thing.
We do our best, but some days it's not 100%. I don't know.
Yeah, some days it just is. Maybe.
Where were we at? What was I angry about?
The Republicans.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of thinking that if we looked back and see like the times when we should have expected to see Republican outrage over the Saudi thing when Obama was president, I get the feeling that I would come to find that those were the weeks when they yelled at him for wearing a brown suit, for putting mustard on his hot dog.
Yeah, they talked about Michelle Obama's arms that week, shit like that. That makes no fucking sense. Yeah, who knows? Maybe that did line up with conveniently when we lost certain rights about that we're not even thinking about.
What?
We're slowly devolving into liberal Alex Jones. That's what's going on.
But when the entire spectrum, like the center of the spectrum, and I forget there's a name for it, is shifted so far right, you do come off looking like the liberal Alex Jones when you're in the middle of reality.
Sometimes, yeah, the normal sober looks of life, yeah, you sound like Alex Jones compared to the rest of the world, which is, you know, we think money is speech now. We're just going along with that. We just, you know, we're gonna put children in cages and just keep doing that.
Man, that just reminded me of a quote from iRobot with Will Smith. He says, "If thinking the whole world is crazy makes you crazy, then maybe I am."
Gotta tell the whole
those lines, man. But
yeah,
like,
gotta tell the whole world, no, you move. Like one of those things. I forget where that's from. It's something popular, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta stand your ground when you know you're on the right side of things. Just like no.
I think the quote is, if thinking you're the last sane person on earth makes you crazy, then maybe I am.
Pretty good. I like that. I don't know.
I had this conversation today that it was brought to my attention from someone who shares my political ideals that we need to. He was giving me the attitude of we need to come together.
Come together.
I was showing, and this was in response to me saying, look at how unified the Republican Party is. They're able to do stuff. They're able to move mountains en masse because they have a single direction, a single imperative at all times.
Yeah.
And he says to me, well, we really need to have a unifying force on the left and all that. And like, who are we exactly? Like, we don't know who we are on the left, as far not us on the stream particularly. I think we kind of know
we're gullible.
We're left most of the spectrum, but like, if we're under the same umbrella, like us, Jimmy Dore, and Joe Manchin under the same umbrella, who are we? Like, those don't square. And I had somebody
that can't be the same party.
Politicon, and they had a moderate on the panel for socialism with no socialist on that panel.
Interesting.
And he kept saying that it was strategic to have Manchin in office because if you had a Republican and they voted 90% with Trump, that's worse than the 63% that Manchin votes with him.
Wow, lesser of two evils again. That's all we stand on.
Not only, but it's the incrementalism argument tacked on as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of concerned that this bomb threat thing is going to get spun to taking down protests even further, and furthering the agenda of making peaceful revolution impossible. Because this is getting twisted as we're spinning it away from the caravan, which is the narrative that we didn't make, and it's getting spun again as the left-wing mobs. How is this not going to spiral into anytime leftists get together, it's violence and just be prepared for death and destruction? But Charlottesville, let's go.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know how this is going to get worse, guys.
I'm kind of on that. I don't like to be the doomsayer, but I can't see it turning around with the effort we're currently seeing. At least not yet.
Sorry.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the effort we're currently seeing out of the unified against Trump, fighting for our values, Democrats are really doing a whole lot. I'm very worried about the Democrats we're about to get in November 6th. And
the Democrats fighting against Trump are just fighting instead of standing for policy and governing. They're playing into the cult of personality so much so that it is The Apprentice on steroids.
When you described both parties just now, like just a little second ago, like I thought of literally like the Republicans essentially as a bully. Like I can count on Republicans to lie on to me, to flame me, to get what they want and just make it happen, and then laugh at me like, well, you should have seen it coming. Essentially, in the end, that's their justification for, you know, capitalism always wins or whatever. This magic hand is going to decide the government or the economy better. You know, bullshit responses. But the Democrats, I still find worse than that, as the friend or the bully that's pretending to be your friend. That's like, you know, paying you lip service, that's giving you some, you know, money every once in a while when you're really down on your luck, but really is no better than that bully. Like, just, you know, stabbing you in the back rather than the front. Like, what? Pick one. Doomsayers. Sorry about that.
No, it's there's something to be said about it. It's not just doomsaying. It's
how did Obama get 2 wars in a 7 while everyone was asleep?
Man, it's the thing that allowed. It's. I'm getting so tired of everybody pointing to the immediate reaction. Like, this is all Trump's fault. This is all Obama's fault. This is all Hillary Clinton's fault.
Sure.
Step back, man. Like, follow the money. Follow what happened.
Yeah. There are logical answers to these questions, but instead we're going to worry about being a nationalist and hating the other and whatever skin color we don't like, or whatever religion we don't like, or whatever, you know, bullshit, you know, sexuality you happen to not like. There's like, all of it is bullshit. You're just riled up to hate. That's what you see. Like, you know, when you read 1984 and you talk about the 4 minutes of hate or the 2 minutes of hate or whatever that they have to do, the point of that is to get you raged and to focus you on something. What the fuck is Laura Ingraham doing? What the fuck is this? You know, maybe I should curse less. What, you know, but the
We're a mature
Christian,
stream. They gotta be prepared.
I know, but that Giles person or whatever, they're just trying to scare you and get you fired up and, you know, angry that you'll take out whatever they got you afraid of, and you're too angry to stop and think, wait a minute, this is illogical. I'm not even pointed at the right thing. Like, am I actually being replaced by these, you know, people coming in? These are just neighbors. And like,
no, okay. Oh, let me stop you there, because you make a great point. And this is something that was pointed out to me. You should always see the red flag of if you are to be manufactured to be mad at someone, it should never be pointed down. You should never punch down. Punching down at the immigrants coming here instead of blaming the people that give away your jobs to the immigrants is punching down.
That's doing what your boss wants you to do.
It's a trick.
Yeah. You're being manipulated by, you know, the rich white men stealing from you to fight for them.
But look how easy it is to manipulate people these days.
Conscripted.
No kidding, Scott.
Without being paid.
It's
extremely easy to manipulate people these days. It's crazy.
I don't think we as a species were ready for the amount of information getting thrown at us.
No, we definitely needed to think it through.
An adjustment period to the internet age. And if it doesn't destroy us, I think we can definitely. Here's your non-fatalistic view from Alex before I leave to go retrieve the game. Is that I think we are in an adjustment period. We're still not used to the like this instant information. That's why fake news is so pervasive and has been.
Yeah,
it's not just been this election cycle. But if we can come past this, I think it's going to operate in the same way as like feminism. It's like first wave internet, second wave internet, third wave internet, things like that, where it's going to become. I think we can move past this adjustment period and become into the information age properly and more consciously, more responsibly, I think is the word I'm looking for.
But do we have enough time left with the Earth with the way climate change is going?
And you totally told my punchline, Scott.
I actually have another video that I want to play. This one does not have subtitles, unfortunately. Actually, I might be able to.
Do you want to take a break and I'll sign off?
Yeah, we can do that. I've got to find the video anyway.
Okay. I'm
Sounds
gonna
like a
head
time to
as-
break.
I'm gonna see if I can get back as soon as possible and jump back in the conversation.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll take a quick break. Alex, anything you want to say before you take off?
Final last words before you get your game. What? For 30 minutes.
Back. I hope we maintain this political energy here, and I hope I'm back before 10, so I get to continue on with you, Scott. But
I will say, Red Dead Redemption 2 does not unlock for another 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 43 seconds. There's a giant countdown on my TV right now.
Surprised you're not playing that on the screen. Okay, but love, peace, chicken grease. Stay skeptical. Be heavy metal.
Love it. Hell yeah. Yeah.
All right. Sound is back on. Transitioning now. Hello, everybody.
World's best transition. Air quotes. Transitioning now. Air quotes.
Doing it now.
Welcome.
Fuck it. We'll
Welcome,
do it
man.
live. Okay. So I have this
Done
video I
that.
wanted to show you guys because this is on the topic of global warming and climate change. And I really liked this guy's rant. He does a lot of electricity stuff and talking about how free energy is impossible. And if you're in any way interested in electronics, I highly recommend his channel. And it is called Electro Boom.
Interesting.
And we'll go ahead and my camera is doing weird things. Taken care of. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I have a rather simple and stupid idea. It can help increase the travel range of electric cars to infinity, which I think is
Here we
very
almost
important.
go.
Why? Because I think we must stop being such a cancer on the face of the planet. Sorry, I have to do this rant for the next few minutes of the video. You can skip to after the rant if you want. See, life existed on Earth for billions of years nicely until we came along. And now we are at a certain smart level as people, not too dumb and not too smart. Just smart enough to use all the resources to our advantage, be ambitious and want everything nice. But not smart enough to see that we are killing ourselves and the life on the planet in the process by not using the good resources, but using what comes fast and easy to make more money. We have overpopulated the planet with no sign of stopping. Since over 2 million years ago until 1960 AD, the human population has grown to 3 billion. And from 1960 to 2018, in just 58 years to over 7.5 billion. India is catching up while China is slowing down, and not far behind we have sub-Saharan Africa approaching exponentially to kick everyone's butt. Some people like having too many kids. Don't.
I will find you.
And I'll cut your dick off. Have 1 or 2 kids and raise them as good as possible. But some other people, due to the lack of education and quality of living, fall back to their animal instinct, thinking to over-reproduce to increase the survival chance of species. Unfortunately, due to the advancement in technology and medicine, this just results in exponential growth. Trust me, our survival now depends on negative growth. More people create more pollution. One type of pollution is solid garbage and plastic or poisonous liquids and gases which hurt everyone on the planet. That's why we are more cautious about them, because their effect is more obvious. But the other side of air pollution is greenhouse gases like CO2. Those gases are not very harmful to humans immediately, and that's why not everyone believes it's a problem or cares about it. Don't get me wrong, it has hurt the planet significantly already by acidification of the oceans that destroys the sea life, or heat waves that burn the jungles or melt polar ice caps, releasing even more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. But if we let this go out of hand, there is no coming back and almost everyone dies. Plants, animals, and humans. Almost everyone dies, you know, so there is a good chance that we will come back to repopulate the planet and destroy it all over again. Greenhouse gases trap sun's energy in the atmosphere and increase Earth's temperature. If you go to NASA's website, you will see how the Earth's temperature has been rising over the past 130 years. The average temperature has risen around 1 degree Celsius, a couple of degrees at the poles. Doesn't sound like much, eh? I mean, I've grown in a much hotter country and I've survived. Heat waves killing people? What's a few thousand people dying, considering that the world population is growing by around 100 million a year? Just means more subscribers for me. What you may not understand is that, according to a trusted and true study that I leave the link below, just 2 more degrees rise in the average Earth temperature, which we may reach around the year 2035 if we don't change anything, we will pass the point of no return. Above that threshold, Earth doesn't need people's help with the temperature rise. It would be warm enough to generate its own greenhouse gases by releasing methane gas trapped in the polar ice caps, or setting more wildfires to the ever-drying jungles and more. Just in the past 2 or 3 years, here in Vancouver, we had much more wildfires. So much that we didn't have a clear sky for a whole month this year. This will just get worse until we lose all our jungles, because they won't have time to reproduce before the next wildfire hits. And that's on top of us cutting the trees. No more trees absorbing the CO2. So there won't be any way to pull it back. Maybe a runaway greenhouse effect like what happened on the planet Venus? No, fortunately it will be much milder here on Earth. Like I said, almost everyone dies. It will be so hot that most land on Earth will be inhabitable. Most jungles dry out and burn. There will be mass extinction of land and sea animals. If we are lucky, there might be a small area around the Arctic Ocean or Antarctica where the temperature can be tolerable. But then the future 9 billion people won't fit in that area. What do you think will happen? No, my guess is that it will start as World War III between countries and then later between families over land and food. Okay, now that you get where we are headed, we need to stop that doom. Even if in your mind there is a slight chance of that happening. It is by no means a slight chance though. We can push this deadline back if we work together to fix things. But pushing back is not enough. We need to revert the damage. We have a few options and we must use them all. We have to stop increasing the population and we can't rely on Thanos for help. This must be done peacefully, and the key to that, and really anything, is education. Everyone must have a good level of education to make correct decisions. That's why, thanks to Keysight, I'll give away scopes and tools at the end of my video, because if you know electronics, well, it's less likely to find a mate.
Keysight, the best alternative to birth control.
And we must stop polluting Earth now, especially with greenhouse gases. Starting to use electric cars is one step in the right direction, but even that isn't that significant. Right now, China and United States are the main contributors to greenhouse gases. Every country is different, but let's focus on some data from United States. According to this chart, transportation contributes to 28% of those gases, and ironically, electricity that's supposed to be clean contributes a similar 28% pollution. Looking at what sources are used to generate electricity in US, 65% is from coal, oil, and natural gas.
So,
agriculture at 9%, that's real low.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I don't know how far you are in the video because I don't know the delay.
I'm 10 seconds behind you.
So he's looking at the different ways that the United States produces energy.
Mm-hmm.
Burning natural gas, burning coal, and nuclear is there with 20%, which is pretty decent. I mean, that's a fairly clean energy. It doesn't really pollute, aside from the spent rods once it's done. That's a whole nother story. But solar is 1%.
That's sad.
1%. Wind is only 6%. Hydroelectric, 6%. Those numbers should be far higher, and coal should be non-existent by now.
It's like we're not even trying.
That's because we're not.
I mean, we did jump out of that Paris climate change agreement as quick as we could.
As soon as Trump took over.
And then we did put a tariff on steel, and I don't know if you're aware, but that's how you make solar panels, is with steel beams.
Not only did he put a tariff on steel, he also put a tariff on solar panel imports.
Specifically solar
panel imports.
Let's make solar panels more expensive in the United States and make it more expensive for you to import them from outside of the United States. Also, and for the free market somehow still.
And solar panels, you no longer get as much of a tax break as you used to. Like, you used to get a big tax break on your taxes for the year.
Wow.
I believe it's halved under Trump. So, no, we are definitely doing everything in our power to not use solar.
Yeah.
Even though it's completely renewable, clean, non-polluting.
Yeah, if you're afraid of liberals, that's one thing. But how is you know, you're afraid of solar panels? You're afraid of clean energy? Just be like, even if you don't believe in the science, like, can you not see that this is cheaper than coal? Can we at least not agree on like something else? You're just against it on principle. Trump doesn't like solar panels. I don't like solar panels. You're the sheep, not me. Like, what? It's so ridiculous.
All right, I'm gonna continue here.
Only 1% is solar. That's bullshit. And looking at this graph, around 75% of gas emissions are from cars and trucks, and the rest are from other sources like aircrafts. This means even if we replace all the cars and trucks in the US with the electric ones, it reduces emissions there by around 7%. Don't get me wrong, 7% is great. But why the hell are we using coal and natural gas to generate electricity? Why is solar power only a 1% source of electricity in US? It should replace the entire gas, oil and coal. The sun is shining everywhere. Instead of fighting to liberate the oil in Middle East, we should be fighting over these vast deserts all around the world. Oh, Arabia is sitting on oil and is a desert. We should liberate them. If the electricity is 100% clean and the cars and trucks are all electric, we could easily reduce emissions by 42%. Let's do it! Now switching over to electric cars, the main problem facing them is the battery technology. Nowadays, electric cars can run an average of 200 kilometers on a fully charged battery, while my car can run 400 kilometers on a full tank of gas. 200 kilometers is more than enough for all the intercity activities for multiple days, and every night you return home, you plug in your car and it's full the next day. The cost of electricity is around 1/10 of gasoline. I would save around $1,500 a year. And electric cars don't need much maintenance either. There is no oil change and no brake pad change because they brake using the regenerative braking. Regenerative braking takes the kinetic energy of the car and charges the battery when you brake. It saves the braking energy, unlike the regular brake pads that waste that energy as heat. So why doesn't everyone buy electric cars? Because they're more expensive and they take forever to charge, around half an hour on supercharge to get to 80%. The range is really only important for that one time of the year that you want to go on a road trip. With all the money you save from the electric car, you can afford to rent a gasoline car for that one trip. So the shorter range is not a good excuse. The range wouldn't even be a problem if it didn't take so long to charge. A poisonous gasoline car takes only 5 minutes at the gas station to refuel, while it takes at least half an hour to charge an electric car. The price of electric cars will go down if more people buy it, and more people will buy it if the range and the charge time matches a gasoline car. And that's where my stupid idea comes in. What if the electric cars could run forever in a highway without needing to stop and charge?
All right. So that was the rant that I wanted to show.
Yeah. He's going on.
It does go into his idea, which is actually a really good idea, I think. Where they would basically have kind of like how like, you know, some city trains or trams will have the antenna at the top that touches a little metal grate that is charged. And it would work similar to that. About every 10 kilometers, you'd hit one of those. It would give you a charge. And you could have them at, you know, red lights and things like that and not have to worry about distance or battery capacity as much and just
At
fund
least
that
in
instead.
cities and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a clever idea. I think that's neat. It sounds like a lot of socialism that this country isn't going to go for at all.
Oh, never.
I want to remind the viewers that some of us think being vegan is also a solution to this problem, and methane is produced by having way too many cattle on this fucking planet. And methane is way worse than CO2. So I want to bring that up, as that's not going to be covered by this techie guy, but there's a lot of science for that too.
Well, and like he was saying, you know, with the runaway greenhouse effect, you know, the Arctic poles have a lot of methane trapped in them. And as those begin to melt, methane's going to come up into the air.
Yeah, it's a cascading effect, or a slippery slope, that once we start this avalanche, essentially, you know, we're not going to be able to get that methane out of the air. It's going to just keep getting worse and worse and hotter, and there's kind of a no turning back, they tend to call it, which is terrifying.
Yeah, and we're about 10 years out from it.
Yeah, we're racing there as fast as we can instead of ever hitting the brakes even once. And then we're going to look back and be like, but at least we made a lot of money for our investors.
But her emails.
Yeah, and her emails. And, you know, this whole Russia thing, we really got to the bottom of Trump's taxes and stuff. And so, you know, now we, you know, live like Mad Max, Theory Road, but Trump's taxes. This terrifying way.
Oh, sorry about that. I had tickle in my throat.
Do you want to play a game while we're waiting for Alex to come back, or do you want to keep talking about shit? I have some topics about esports, but they're kind of bizarro, and maybe three-manning it. I don't know.
What game are you thinking, Dalton?
I only think about one game, but we can play whatever. What else I've installed? What's fast to install? I like Brawlhalla. That's a weird one.
There's, let's see, Age of Empires 2 that we both have.
Yeah.
There's...
Wow, I'd have to install pretty much everything if we're going to play it together, now that I'm looking at this. But
Factorio now supports Steam networking instead of hosting.
Do you want to try Factorio together? We can.
Yeah, we could.
We can set up Stream Factorio. I think I can install that pretty fast.
Yeah, it's a pretty small game. I think like 100 meg maybe.
It said 50 seconds. Let's see.
I'll see if I can get a server started. And I know Michelle and Shane are playing Factorio currently. I'm working on it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out myself. Get away from here, wet cat. I won't tell you again. I probably will, because you're an asshole. Dalton, you are muted, just as a by the way. Oh, well, you can yell at your dog on stream. I'm yelling at my cat. Get out of here. You're going to be soaking wet by the end of the night. The last USB device I connected has failed.
I think the dogs are somewhat calmed down. Things are semi-quiet. I am back.
My controller does not want to work with my PC. I think it's because I'm playing a game.
Oh, I should unplug my controller because I've never done that with.
Tell Dalton if he's got mods on, he needs to turn them off. He's just reinstalling the game, so I don't think he has mods.
No.
And it might be something that they're adding in the future. I don't know. I'm going to try to find it out.
Has this game changed since the last time I played with y'all? Oh, there's a bunch of updates. Like, maybe
Probably.
so.
Play, new game. Here, let me get the game capture set up, because why not?
Could help. Could be helpful.
Maybe. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna do peaceful mode because.
So you can just invite me. Is that how it works? So I can just join you.
That's what I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna set it up so we have a whole bunch of resources and fun stuff.
Okay.
Yes, I'm setting it up. You can save my map, remember? Yeah, okay, everything else should be fine. Generate. And, save.
Are you starting a new map?
Yeah, I'm starting a new map, and I forgot I have to start it as a multiplayer. No password, so...
Everyone's going to join. It's going to be great.
Actually, we are going to have our normal password, if that makes sense to everybody.
I thought you could just invite me anyway. So we don't even have to worry about it.
Maybe?
Never mind. I will look for... It's okay. I can look for games that my Steam friends are in. And then I probably know the password. Don't worry.
Try to join it that way and see if that works.
Oh, are you in?
I am in, yeah.
Give me
I
2
can't...
shakes of the lamb's tail. Do people still say that?
Maybe?
Can't join.
Why can't you join?
Couldn't establish network communication with server. Okay, let me can I try and join the game that they're already playing over there?
Yeah, try that, and...
How do I do that?
I don't know.
Let me see if I can
Yeah, I see that.
Or do you want me to create a game and you try and join it? Would that be better? Technically, it doesn't matter who creates the game. You can still stream it.
Maybe they haven't set it up with Steam networking yet.
Yeah, it kind of looks the same as before, but...
or maybe, just maybe, it's one of those betas.
Oh, you have to download the weird beta update that nobody wants to right now. Alright, do you want me to try and create a game and then maybe you can join it?
Well, I wasn't able to find their games, but yeah, if you want to...
Host new game. Reach resources. Peaceful mode for Scott. That's it, essentially. Map width, map height, map seed, blah, blah, blah. I don't need anything else, right? Generate a world. Oh, does that make it multiplayer? Oh, no. Descriptions. Not public.
Yeah, I think that's coming down the pipeline. Looks like they're testing Steam networking.
Alright, we'll try and join my game. I just created it.
Alright, let me load up the game again. That always takes a couple minutes. We'll see if Dalton's game works.
Probably won't. How do I... Oh, I was not hitting the right button. There we go. Make me Cole. Can you join or is it not gonna work?
It's not showing... Oh, wait. It's showing Shane's map. It did for a second. It's not showing it now.
I think that's what, Alright, I'll leave and try and join Shane's.
I see Shane's. Connecting. What's the password normal? Okay. I'm in. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Dalton's in.
This is how it has to be.
All right.
Hello. Hello.
It's been so long.
This is a Factorio free play. Your task is to launch a rocket into space. Do this by constructing a rocket silo and launching a rocket into a satellite, blah, 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 and nobody cares. All right.
Yeah, our goal is to make a factory and pollute the planet to the point of extinction.
You mean I'm going to mine coal
This
forever?
is a communistic capitalism game.
I like capitalism. It's the best system. I don't know why anyone would ever criticize it, so we're never going to teach any criticisms of that system. Ever. Oh no, I made 5 boxes.
Why'd you
What
make
am I
5
doing?
boxes?
Because I right-clicked. Yeah, and then you beat me there. Bam. More coal.
I mean,
for the
everyone
coal.
else should have an extractor, and I've got coal being extracted.
Khaleesi and I both were heroes.
Oh, I have missed this game.
This is a good game. We should make something creatively fun and awesome. Or just... I don't know. I need your extra box. You went to get food. How do I... How do we troll Shane? Dude, where are all the trees?
Who needs tree?
I miss trees. I'm gonna go over here with all my tree friends.
There's trees to the northwest.
Should have gone that way. Too late.
There's a lot of trees to the northwest.
I love how you can zoom out like insanely far now. Or maybe it was always that way, but it feels like I can go.
I
even
don't
further
remember
now.
it being this far out, but could be.
Yeah, that's like satellite view. I like it. We're gonna make 5 more boxes. 10 boxes. We're the box champions. I need you to move, Scott. Oh no. I'm gonna go get more trees. Oh yeah, northwest. You're right.
Oh, that's really bright now.
This spot bothers me. Why do you hate that spot, huh? Oh, he's back.
I am.
Are you...
All right, I'm going to have to turn some things off here.
Oh, did that move your... Reporting from the field, what's it like picking up the Shooty game with the Cowboys and stuff?
I'm really glad I went and got in line when they said the line's open.
Yeah?
Alex, would you bring up your OBS screen? That should fix all the cameras simultaneously. Hopefully.
My OBS screen?
Yeah, you had the second screen in the call.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to use the camera that worked.
Okay.
Instead of the camera that wasn't working.
All right. Let me set up the cameras again.
I checked, and Discord was using 97% of my CPU on my laptop, an i7 laptop.
Wow.
So that was why my camera was stopping.
Your CPU was not able to run Discord and the camera at the same time?
And no, it was just Discord.
Just
like Discord itself was taking like 70 to 80% at all.
How is that even possible?
I don't have any clue, and I'm just... That's not going to work.
Yeah, that's...
By the way, Scott, are you rocking a PS4 Pro or a standard?
I wish I had a PS4 Pro. It is a standard.
Okay. Mine too.
Okay. I'm going to be idle on my game for a moment.
That's a risky move.
Yeah, I know, but I'm fixing cameras. So if you don't want to look like Terrible. Don't mess with me.
Yeah. We'll see.
You guys didn't respond to me in chat.
I didn't. I don't have two screens. I didn't see it.
I thought you were just typing in chat. I didn't know you were actually watching.
Yeah, I'm just randomly gonna drop a capitalism statement.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I should probably chat with my phone now that I switched to a game. It was like no problem until now.
See, and the cool thing is I've got chat literally just to the right of my OBS video.
Nice.
I love that Stream Elements plugin for OBS.
Elements.
I'm gonna have to get more integrated.
Okay,
Hard managing all the bobbins of running this stream.
It's a skill. It's a weird skill we're learning.
Yeah, it's definitely a work in progress for me.
Mm-hmm.
Man, even from the disc, it's a 2-hour download.
Jeez.
That sounds about right.
That's incredible.
It's a massive, massive game.
Yeah, the data disk alone is 89.2 gigs.
Well, and after everything's said and done, it's like 93, roughly.
Right, I imagine so. At this point, I'm like, what's the point of the disc?
Right.
I have a physical copy of it, but it downloads everything to your PlayStation anyway.
It's a download key. Like a really expensive download key.
No, and it's also like an ignition key too, because you have to have the disc in to play it. Unless, like, if I had gotten a digital copy.
Man, what a shiny ignition key you got.
No shit. Like that's kind of, it's a little depressing.
A little bit.
Almost there. And we have cameras again. How's that?
Woohoo! Welcome back.
Huzzah. Hello. Hello and heavy metal, everybody out there in Twitch land and YouTube world.
YouTube world. Wait, where's
boxes?
Oh no, I haven't downloaded the Red Dead Companion app yet.
Oh my. Gotta get that.
Have,
Which version of Red Dead did you get, Alex?
Is that the Fallout silo?
No, well, they had a companion app for GTA 5 and it was kind of...
Oh yeah,
for it.
Where you could like use Chop or whatever. I played it.
Yep.
It was bad.
My phone didn't support it, so I hacked it onto my phone.
Fantastic. I love it.
Ridiculous. Not worth.
I do have a nice fancy case with my...
Ooh. Which version of the game did you get, Alex?
On the fucking Ultimate Edition. Don't berate me.
I got the Ultimate Edition too, so...
okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
This is... I told myself this would be the last time I bought into a predatory pre-order incentive. Because this is clearly predatory, especially with the way that it affects your progression in multiplayer staggeringly.
Yeah. But it is Rockstar, so I mean...
That's not good enough anymore, man. I know. I would have been the first person to say that a few years ago, but it's just not, I don't think, good enough anymore. You just... There, I don't want to see my beloved Rockstar get oh, it's Apple.
Stop.
Oh, it's Amazon.
Stop covering up the coal.
I forgot that you guys are playing Factorio. My beloved Rockstar turn into them, so I want to hold them to a higher moral standard.
Well, I have a feeling that Red Dead Online is going to go the same way that GTA Online did.
I'm gonna be very curious to see how that unfolds, because I didn't really get in on the console level. Yes, I did have a PS3 copy of it, and yes, I did play online, but I did not play it nearly as much as you did, Scott. Wasn't it just staggeringly worse on the PC?
Well, when I was playing online on the PS3 and on the PS4, there were a lot of hackers and modders and whatever. Those quelled down a bit on the consoles, because I've gone back to the console every now and then, and it's okay. There's still some, but it's not near as rampant as it is on PC. But in terms of how the progression went and how things got stuck behind a paywall, even with its free content, you had to pay money to access this free content. It just pissed me off.
I agree.
And they just wanted you to buy the shark cards, and people did, and they made a shit ton of money. Yes, there was, and I fixed it. Nope, it's still there, but not as bad. Now I have now fixed it for sure.
I have a weird segue for you then, maybe. So, So, I'm kind of on the opposite end of how we play games and stuff like that. And I heard some weird facts the other day that, I don't know, kind of got me thinking similarly that, like, so, I mean, I guess I'm into esports more than y'all. I've realized I'm kind of framing it that way. But I didn't realize successful esports are free to play. Like, pretty much for an esport to be truly successful right now, it needs to be free to play.
Do you think that will be the case forever?
Well, think of it this way. It's not the same as other games like Fallout and like Red Dead and stuff like that, where it needs to be free to play so that it's available to everyone like a sport. If it's trying to be an esport, it needs to be available to people like a basketball is available to every kid. You know what I mean? In a way, not necessarily is every esport for kids, but I think the best esports are going to be, you know,
I mean, you still have
kind
to pay
of available for
everybody.
everyone. But I mean,
also the concept of esports is vague. It's not even as specific as basketball.
Sure.
Because basketball is one game, esports is a plethora of games.
Well, yeah, sports is a plethora of games.
Sure. I'm just saying that it by virtue should be very inclusive.
What do you mean by that?
Its vagueness should lend it to being inclusive. Well, there should be a plethora of choices, and a free-to-play model is not a bad idea.
I think the most successful is going to be free-to-play, as in it's going to be more worldwide. There's no barrier to entry. Every, you know, kid, no matter, you know, what their upbringing. I know. But right now, you guys remember? You remember PUBG?
Mm-hmm. I do remember PUBG, my friend.
Yeah, and you remember how that never went free to play, and now everyone's playing Fortnite, which is free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves Fork Knife.
Yeah, I know.
I actually forgot that PUBG wasn't free.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I was never gonna pay for it. I wanted to play it. I think I technically own it now.
I think I was gifted it.
I was gifted PUBG.
But for a competitive game, like, would you play basketball if it was like, you know, $60 to buy a basketball and like play around for a while, and like, you know, maybe you're not even gonna like this thing. Like,
well, okay, I guess I gotta ask you then: is it not like? Are you talking at all about the professional level? Because like esports is like more.
I'm saying these are games that try and work differently than Fallout and other game systems. If it's a sport, it's a skill. It's something that someone's gonna have to practice and invest time into to get any good at. You're not gonna just pick up and play Fortnite casually once a month and like really get any good at it. Like, even like, not that you need to be competitive best of the world, but to like have fun at these games is to play competitively like a sport. Like, you know, so for that model to work, if free to play has to fit in there. And so there's certain things that just kind of, if we have to treat esports like a sport more often than we do. I think sometimes it's kind of weird. But like Fortnite is succeeding because kids can play it that won't play PUBG. Their parents don't want them to play PUBG. It's more available to a bigger audience. So that one is winning because that's how esports work. We have to look at it from that perspective. Unlike, you know, you can have a grungy RPG crazy thing for $60 that only the adults that are into it play it.
I guess
not,
I'm interested
not
in
the
what
same
you mean
model,
by
right?
the term winning. Like I think I understand what it means, but it's interesting. Like
of the top 5 esports games right now, the only one that's not free to play is CS:GO. And I would say that's fine because I don't really want kids playing CS:GO. So that price tag kind of is the barrier that kind of fills a role in my head. I don't know.
CS:GO does have a free version. You cannot play online.
I wonder why.
You can play offline against bots, or you can watch. You can watch online games through their CS:GO TV.
Yeah. Weird.
Around as a competitive sport for a long time.
Yeah, but that's just kind of the model. Is they need to be, you know. Okay, so look at it this way. So like, all of these, if we're gonna look at games as a sport, we have to kind of get over how silly they look and like how to be taken seriously. You kind of need people to get their hands on it and play it and pick up the basketball and try it so that they appreciate how hard it is for these people that worked so, you know, to get to a certain point, right? That's what makes these games successful. That makes watching the games more successful. That makes the industry grow, right? So free to play makes a lot more sense in the future, I think, than I think that's where things are going to start heading, is what I'm just trying to say. Otherwise it's not going to work for at least an esports style game and certain things like that. Like I mean, obviously I'm playing Rocket League all the time, but I'm looking at like what game would replace that? What's the fall of Rocket League? What other things would, and like,
I guess that's an interesting thing about esports that I don't think sports really shares. The expectance of a new set of rules, a new game to come out.
There's no sequel to basketball. No one's waiting for, you know, basketball 2 to come out later, you know, next year, 2 years, and we'll finally fix all these rules that I don't really like about current basketball.
No, let's get some prequels going on. Like,
no. Basketball gets better the better basketball players are. And the more people are watching basketball and, you know, things like that. That's what makes it good. It's the community that makes it good, not the actual basketball or the rules or what's going on. So we have to treat it more like a sport in this case. And so it's the life and the expectancy of the esport is dependent on the community. And if you're going to not be inclusive of everybody, probably not a good idea.
I'm wondering what place the toxic fandom and just toxic behavior has.
That too.
Consideration of it as a sport.
What do you mean? Like, yeah, the community's being driven to not you know, not hate on each other all the time and curbing refereeing toxic players and stuff like that. That's been a big deal for a long time in like League of Legends. I don't know if I tackled your question at all, though.
No, I'm considering. It's an interesting concept, and I'm trying to see it from the other side because I'm obviously on the side of, you know.
This is where I sometimes don't know.
For fun, they're a good thing. They raise a lot of money for starters. I mean, if you want to get into some minutia of why they should be in the world, but apart from that, like, even if they didn't do things for the world, I still believe in the escapism of playing video games and that being a good thing. I'm just trying to see, because I'm not personally like involved too much in like, for instance, the World Series is going on right now. I could care less.
Things to consider and maybe remember, since I have a friend right now who's in who's having some of their college paid for to play League of Legends for their college right now.
Okay, say that again.
Like I have a friend who has a college scholarship to play League of Legends on the team for the college. Collegiate esports is a thing that kids are going to school for.
Did the college award that scholarship to him?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a college team with a coach that they practice 3 times a week, just like a normal, or whatever their schedule is. I don't actually know. And they compete on a schedule against other colleges.
Let me have iron.
That
It doesn't work the same way as other games, right? You see
it's an interesting concept, just from like a humanities aspect.
Like, it's interesting, yeah, because like these are games that there's a lot of money. People, like, the company is making the games and things like that, but there's also people getting paid to coach, and there's people getting paid to put on money matches, and it's very much not the same as other games in a lot of ways. And so
the money being handed out for scholarships is enough to warrant some attention,
to take it seriously. And then you have to wonder, like, what sorts of games do we want for that sort of things, and what are best and what fits. And I have to wonder, like, certain games are kind of like, I don't know if I want Call of Duty Black Ops collegiate sports, but overall I'm really comfortable with this. I don't know. There's kind of some interesting things to think about here. Like,
how about he takes the bottom one and I take the middle?
There's a lot of speculation that esports is already more popular than most of the sports out there. Like, in a way, like esports is hella more popular than hockey worldwide, right?
Yeah, probably worldwide. I would see that being pretty easy.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to become an Olympic sport?
Yeah, I thought about that earlier, actually. Like, Olympic esports sounds so weirdly, like, I don't know, but in a way,
in a sense, do that.
Why don't we already have it? Yeah.
Well, no. Don't we, in a sense, capture the virtue of the Olympics by bringing people from around the world together to compete on a global stage? Because aren't some of the like more well-known champions of some things international?
Well, I know, like, we have definitely the Super Bowl of a lot of these games. I don't know if we have something that looks one-to-one like Olympics, with games coming together or countries coming together quite like that. But yeah, I mean, like, I know from when I used to play League of Legends and things like that, like, we're filling stadiums. They filled the Staples Center in LA. They filled the same center they did the World Cup in South Korea in. And these things are fucking serious, and especially in South Korea, where you have to, like, use your social security card sometimes to log into these games. Like, they take this shit seriously.
Well, they do it more industriously in Korea, because I know that there's, like, I can't remember the game specifically that I remember that was referenced to me, but like farms for these virtual games where
World of Warcraft.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Probably. I
thought it was a more obscure title, but that's probably more believable.
Gold farms in World of Warcraft used to be a big deal.
But like, they get paid in I almost shudder to say real money, but they get paid in tangible
yeah, they're kind of like sweatshops almost, but
it's not even kind of. It's exactly a sweatshop in some situations, as I've had it described to me. Now, never been there, never seen it with my own eyes, but I have heard it described as not like a sweatshop, but sweatshop in video game form.
Yeah,
essentially. And those kind of things, like, for me, I think break the virtue of a game, because I would say, for me, the virtue of a game is fun, catharsis, escapism, things of that nature. That's totally antithetical. I mean, and of course, it is the product of an amoral system by the name of capitalism, with just plowing forward.
There's a lot of interesting topics when you get into games that aren't like the normal like just success of the company, but like the economy within it and how people exploit it. I've seen some weird things with like Path of Exile that look almost like stock market fraud and different like manipulation things that are just nuts.
It's almost required that at this point someone mentions Eve.
Oh yeah, and Eve,
because
for sure.
For anybody who's
there's always stories there.
For anybody who's not familiar with that, there's like literal trade espionage that occurs.
Corporate espionage happens
almost
online, virtually, in false economies.
Well, almost to the level where I'm expecting somebody at some point. Well, what if they were on the wrong Eve server? They had servers in their own home in their basement, and they used their private server. We need to see the emails. At some point, that level of espionage is going to happen. That was
the nice thing about Eve is it's all on one server.
Yeah, again, it was totally a Hillary metaphor.
Oh yeah. But her emails.
But her emails. Oh, by the way, that video that you were going on, I love that guy. I'm actually subscribed to his channel.
Electro Boom? Fucking love him. Fucking love him.
He is fantastic. And sometimes his humor actually is too dry for even me. And it's fantastic. I love being challenged by that. But he was totally right when he was talking about education. That was my 10 cents. Smarter humans will solve all problems. I mean, that's a cascading snowball effect. Smarter people coming up with better solutions more rationally equals a better planet by virtue of what education does to people.
Yeah,
not to say that education and knowledge can't be abused. Just don't at me, fucker.
Yeah,
I know.
What?
Like, if you could pick one, just there's a solution to this, and it would have. Well, I won't even go that far. What do you think you would go for? I would go for education.
I mean, education is definitely something that would help fix a lot of issues for sure.
I'm pretty convinced that it would fix, or at least have something to say about all problems.
I think it's an obvious start, but not going to work on its own. Like we definitely need to do it. Like, there's no reason to not do it unless you're, scared of people fixing the problem and not including you, but that's fucking selfish. So that's about it, right?
That is pretty selfish there, but I just think that's my main focus. I think if you boil down everything to its roots, that if we had someone smarter in charge, or smarter people making the decisions, better outcomes could be achieved. But that's my position.
I think everyone needs to go vegan and not wait for their politician to solve it for them.
Well, I read a study somewhere that even if everyone were to go vegan, it would not fix global warming.
It would get us really close to where our goals are right now.
But the percentage of...
And that alone would get us right on our goal.
We have more land dedicated in this country to the production of meat than we do to housing humans, if I'm not mistaken. And
I don't know exactly. But yeah, we do a lot.
Actually, don't quote me on that. It's just... But I want to say, the level at which, regardless of that, the level at which we produce methane just through the production of animals for consumption, eliminating that in its entirety, I think...
Methane is 100 times worse than CO2.
I couldn't remember what percentage of it would be, but...
How do you bring up the overpopulation argument without talking about how many animals we have for no fucking reason?
A focused discussion on
billions of extra animals for no reason.
We should do a focused discussion on the climate change. That would be. I'd like to come at that with some knowledge bombs.
We can definitely do that.
I actually lean towards Dalton's hypothesis that I'm not sure we would get all the way to reversal.
No, it would make an impact. I just don't think it would be a massive impact. Something like cutting out, you know, coal and natural gas and oil from our electricity generation.
I think there's something to be said. I'm not sure which one would be more effective on its face. I know which one can happen faster in my head, because truly I think the meat industry and meat consumption is so heavily tied to cultural, to your culture rather, that I think that even if we were to get over the culture of the capitalism of coal and natural gas industry, I think that it would be easier to change, to make that to make Scott's change. But I don't know. I really don't know which one is more impactful on the environment. I know that they're both incredibly bad.
Wait, what are you arguing?
I'm saying that the meat consumption being tied to one's culture would make it hard to shift everybody culturally over. I think it would be a harder change than shifting to renewable energy. And I think, and that's not to demean that we should do it. I just think
no, yeah, it definitely is. No, that's the realistic way of looking at it. I know going vegan is like the whole country going vegan is like the least realistic of options being presented right now. Like I get that, but I still think that's what we need to do. So here I am.
I think we need to change that culture as well. It needs to be called into question, absolutely.
Yeah, at least people need to think about it a little bit more than they freaking are. Not, you know, I just watched that video of those freaking like white nationalists just chugging milk. Like, oh my God.
Did you just now watch that?
Yeah, I was rewatching all that stuff. I kind of skimmed through it later. I'm like, that is so disgusting.
Video, I thought I added you, but oh my!
I commented on it actually.
Okay, that video I'd like to do sometime for like let's just play this video and I want to see the Dalton rage pour.
It was disgusting. I don't want to watch that video again. But
yeah. But for the viewers, just there was essentially a bunch of shirtless men chugging gallons and half gallons of milk and saying some pretty just outrageously stupid stuff.
Yeah,
and I think multiple people said down with the vegan agenda or something like that.
Yeah, they definitely did say that. I'm like, okay, oh, you look like you're really advertising for you know, people to switch to non-dairy, but good luck.
No, did you see the reason why they actually had milk?
Yeah, no, I know.
How to do that? He's like, no,
I've brought that argument up to you before, but not to be racist.
Well, no, yeah, it was totally again for anybody watching this. They were protesting with milk because white people are more genetically prone to produce lactase as adults than any other ethnic race, except for one tribe, I believe in Africa, that actually produces lactase as well. It was some ethnic group that was completely antithetical to the white supremacist message. I just thought that was really funny. But, wow. Like, you're that proud of being white that you chug milk? Like, I happen to actually enjoy milk as a drink, not for the ethics or anything like that, just because I always have. That's how I was raised. And
I don't drink a whole lot of it anymore.
I still do, actually.
Pretty much, I only have milk with my cereal, and that's about it.
This video like totally turned me off for a good while. I was like, no, this is.
Yeah. I can. It's a good advertisement for not drinking milk. Watching this video, it's really gross. But
some really gross people.
Yeah, they're just trying to find any genetic reason to be proud of their white race, and it just so happens that on average white people can drink milk better, and so that justifies their hatred somehow. So they're gonna just spill milk all over each other and then not, and also hate on gays at the same time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
That gives you no value, though. I'm confused as to why you would hold up an ancillary part of you that doesn't actually make you better.
Yeah, can you just imagine like that? Like, I don't know. Try and argue that from any other point of view, and you just sound like an insane person. Like,
like an insane person arguing from that point of view too. These white people are crazy.
Yeah. There's no good spin of this.
There's good people on both sides, though.
There's good people on both sides. You're right. The Antifa are awful. I mean, these guys are chugging milk and like.
Look at the left-wing mobs.
You're right. Yeah.
I'd like to do a study on Antifa and see, you know,
snowflake mobs,
how bad they really are. If, I mean, obviously any crowd like that's going to have
I've not
bad
heard
eggs,
any stories of Antifa like doing anything on their own apart from defending whatever city from fascist. Like,
I have a feeling they're just being demonized by the media, and I don't know. I plan on looking into that. I just haven't had time.
What people don't seem to realize with Antifa, though, is that it's a reactionary group, not an actionary group.
Yeah,
true.
That group doesn't exist without the Proud Boys. That group doesn't exist without the white supremacists, without the KKK, without the Donald Trumps of this world. It's a reaction to fascism, anti-fascism. This is carried out in a way that is antithetical to left-wing and progressive politics by being violent.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Antifa being
the way they're going
violent.
about their ideology. I disagree with. We are talking about a difference in tactics here, not a difference in anything else. And I think their tactics are wrong and harmful to moving the country forward without bloodshed.
I don't think we're at a point where we can move our country forward without bloodshed. I think we're being strong-armed into a violent revolution. But
I don't really disagree with you, Scott. But I have to ask you though. I don't even know what to ask you there, because I'm in that same kind of position, but that's not something I'm really willing to give into, because I still think that would make us just as bad. I think Antifa comes close to being just as bad by participating. But I'm of that same mind, though, too, that if I'm a pacifist and they don't stop right before they run me over, I'm still dead.
But I mean, if you're not participating, then you're just letting the oppressors win anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know how.
It's a really tough
effective.
spot.
So,
it really is.
Well, so here we are online trying to talk about it. This is the point. Is I don't know how best to be effective, so I'm trying to have this soapbox, this podium to.
I think that's why we see these examples of the country like kicking our politicians out of restaurants and yelling at them in different ways, that like we don't have a current voice because we don't have a real democracy. And then, you know, sadly, we still are not trying to overthrow you with violence, even though all our oppressors can apparently see is us oppressing them back as the alternative. And they can never see equality as an option or any sort of fairness as an option. But
you can't have a true democracy if everybody's voice isn't equal, and if everybody doesn't have equal amounts of money, and they don't have that. And if that equation being true is equal to speech, then we don't have a true democracy.
No,
I'm just a constitutionalist here.
Yeah, honestly, like if you turn the light just a little bit different, we sound like Republicans right now.
Yeah.
because that's how the Constitution is fucking written.
At some point, I do want like resurrection to be a thing, so we can just bring the founding fathers back and show them around.
Oh no. They're turning over in their graves already, getting excited.
And I actually really hate that argument of holding up the founding fathers as this unbending, timeless right and truth.
Yeah.
When I believe it was Thomas Jefferson that said that the Constitution should be rewritten generationally. That's about every 19 years or so.
Yeah, I feel like if we can't criticize our own Constitution 200 years after the fact, then we should just accept the fact that we need to write a whole new one. Then I guess.
I'm getting of the mind that that there is a limit to the amount of people that can be governed under a single umbrella.
Interesting topic.
And it's not a secession argument. Don't.
I don't know about a flat number making sense here.
No, not a flat number. Certainly, no. I'm thinking. I mean that as conceptually.
Okay.
Like at some point we're too big. Like it just can't be managed.
Well, I mean, it can't be managed if we keep pretending capitalism is the only way to manage it.
So you're thinking it's a methodology thing, not a numbers game?
I'm
inclined to agree with that.
I feel like the way you're presenting that argument makes it sound like we're giving it our best shot and it's just not working out. I'm like, no, we're not really. I don't think that's what you're going for here. So
no, and I apologize for that.
yeah. Like
I'm gonna walk that one back.
I don't know. Maybe I just passive aggressively argued you somehow. I don't know, but
well, you talked me out of that one.
Yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that. I think you'd have to
Oh, it doesn't matter. You won.
Love you. I don't have enough wooden crates.
Fantastic.
Does anybody have extra wooden crates for me? I heard that laugh. Maybe that wasn't even relevant to me.
We need to get automation so I can automate these red potions.
Oh, what are you going to do about the economy?
I'm going to crash it.
When are you going to start paying your workers a fair share? Okay.
I'm doing all the work on this myself.
What? I'm working really hard. I deserve a paycheck.
You're putting down.
It was at this point.
I'm an artist. I'm still part of this society. I deserve some pay.
Oh, you're just a leech. You're the reason UBI won't work.
I want universal basic income, and I want it now.
I do, and I'm not saying that ironically.
Who else was going to clear out all these trees by hand for you? You're welcome.
Wait, that sounds like an employment. Why would you need UBI at that point, right?
Yeah, right? I told you I'm underpaid. Fascist freaking Scott won't pay me. I'm making art and mowing the lawn. You're welcome. Also, I need iron plates. Someone help me out.
I forgot what we were arguing for.
UBI somehow.
I meant on the automation of this part.
To be fair, I am the only artist in Factorio, the manufacturing capitalist game, so you're welcome. Thanks for inviting me. Try my best. I need more crates.
65 minutes, guys.
65 minutes? Damn. Is it on Steam?
What?
It's on Steam? Or no?
No,
I'm on the wrong way. I don't need that.
Console right now.
Oh yeah.
And they've been pretty tight-lipped about whether it's going to be on PC or not. Considering Red Dead 1 was the only title they didn't port.
Heartbreak.
All right, guys, it is 10 o'clock. Unfortunately, I don't have time to stay up and wait for this game to unlock.
That is unfortunate.
I'll be streaming it on my channel tomorrow.
Well, hold, Scott. Hold for truth knowledge here. In the shape of a rumor, I was told by the other PlayStation peoples at the local game store, unaffiliated, that I went to. Love the expressions, Dalton.
Yeah.
Okay. That PlayStation has day one multiplayer.
I have not heard that. I
hadn't either. Can we confirm nor deny? Or confirm or deny rather than...
I have neither.
Well, this will affect how whether we do what we do tomorrow.
Sure. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I might bother you guys, but I don't have that game. So I do that free-to-play thing.
Because we could do an impromptu full crew stream at that point. That'd be great.
So they have announced that the beta for online will begin in November. A few items will be exclusive to PS4 owners for 30 days before Xbox gets them.
What a shame.
Hoopla.
What a shame.
Yeah, and they haven't said what items they are. Oh, wait. 4 items will be exclusive to PS4 players in Red Dead Redemption 2 for 30 days. Looks like...
Golden Revolver.
A horse.
Golden Horse.
The Grizzlies Outlaw outfit.
I knew it. I bet it was an outfit.
Okay. And Red Chestnut Arabian Horse and Alligator Skin Ranch Cutter Saddle.
I said it.
And the High Roller Double Action Revolver.
Yay, we get a thing for a limited amount of time before it's...
I guess right on Cool Gun, kinda. And Cool Horse. Yeah.
Novelty items. I don't know, man. I'm not really excited with the fact that about the pre-order bonuses and everything.
Well, but that's how they get you, and nothing's gonna change until people stop pre-ordering.
Yep, and I just fed into it.
So did I, but I don't pre-order games anymore. Like, with the exception of Red Dead Redemption 2, I can't see another game that I would pre-order.
The last game I pre-ordered... Did No Man's Sky come out before Diablo 3? I pre-ordered both of those.
I don't think so. I think Diablo 3 came out first.
Yeah, Diablo 3 definitely came out first.
So I guess No Man's Sky ruined me for pre-ordering forever.
I pre-ordered Battlefront 2.
I did too.
And that I thought was going to be the last game that I'd pre-order, but Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, you get to preload the game, which is nice. I don't have to wait for that to install tomorrow before I play.
I pre-ordered Spider-Man, and that didn't bite me.
Yeah.
But bite like a spider. Okay.
Wow. Didn't web you either. I don't know. I got nothing.
Thank you for your contribution.
I'm here. I help. I made a joke on a stream. Thank you. Where's my UBI?
All right, guys. I'm going to have to call it there. I know Alex is going to take over after this. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, I will be taking over as soon as my download is up. Expect that to be around 49 minutes, according to this here counter.
And you'll only have to wait about 2 minutes for it to go live after that.
There you go.
So y'all have a good night. I'll switch to the stream ended screen. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next week. Or you can check me and Alex out tomorrow, perhaps. No co-op or multiplayer yet. So I'll be on my channel. He'll be on his, and we'll do some stuff.
Frosty Loopers at YouTube. Hi.
Bye-bye.